Oh my God, Aaron, I got a bottle for you and a bottle for me. Today, we're celebrating.
Why? What's going on?
Take a look at these charts. Aurora Cannabis, $1,588.50.
Are you kidding me?
We're rich.
Wow, that's crazy. There must be a glitch in the system. Oh, that must have been in Chinese yuan.
Oh, so I just spent $300 on goose bottles for nothing?
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Well, before we get started, I would like to ask you guys to please give me a like. It really helps my channel and it will push me to make more videos. So let's try to get this video to 100 likes.
Anyways, guys, so we're bringing you guys another Aurora video, and there was an article put out. Where will Aurora Cannabis be in 5 years? So I hope you guys liked our paint version of where Aurora Cannabis will hopefully be in 5 years.
Would you become a millionaire if it ever went that high?
Let's check exactly how much. So if it was roughly 1,500 divided by about
Time.
well, we'll just do 1,500 divided by $8 times the amount of shares.
Why don't you just do 1,500 times the amount of shares?
Fine.
If I had my 3,000 shares, that'd be 4.5 million.
4,000, yeah, times 1,500. Holy crap, that's $6 million. Yeah, so we'll be doing more than goose bottles.
Yeah.
If that's the case, but
the spades. Even if I get 1,000 shares and that were the case, I'd still have 1.5 million.
exactly.
Oh, one day.
One day. So Aurora Cannabis will be
We did make a video that's Aurora Cannabis will hit $100 a share if you enjoyed this kind of funny content.
So you want to take a look at this article now?
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
All right, so the Motley Fool, your guy,
put these away.
everybody's favorite website, the Motley Fool. So guys,
I actually really like the Motley Fool.
Yeah, I do too. Honestly, I like how they write their articles, and but it makes me want to buy every single stock they talk about.
Yeah.
Only problem.
The thing is, they called it real good with Kronos.
That's true. That's
they
true.
Tried Kronos up, and then 1 week later, Kronos got that deal.
That is true. So predicting is easy. Predicting accurately, not so much. But here's the most likely scenario for this top marijuana stock's future. You could sum up a lot about the current status of Aurora Cannabis in 3 numbers. Aurora Cannabis ranks #1 marijuana producer in terms of projected annual production capacity. The company was the second of its peers to list shares on the NYSE, opening the gateway to much larger pools of investors. Aurora is the 3rd largest Canadian marijuana producer in terms of market cap. But that's the Aurora Cannabis of today. Where will Aurora Cannabis be in 5 years, and what do the company's prospects mean for investors? So do you want to dive into this part?
All right, let's do it. So lots of variables. Predicting what might happen in 5 years from now for a company like Aurora Cannabis is especially difficult because of the multitude of variables at play. Probably the most significant of these variables is just how big the worldwide marijuana market will actually be. Some cannabis industries executives talk about a 150 billion global marijuana market. This number stems from a United Nations report which gives it some credibility. What isn't mentioned as frequently, though, is that the figure includes mainly illegal sales of marijuana for recreational purposes. Currently, only Canada and Uruguay allow the legal use of recreational marijuana, with Mexico likely to join their ranks in the near future. Granted, 10 U.S. states have legalized recreational marijuana, including the biggest prize of all, California. More countries have also legalized marijuana, with Germany and the United Kingdom deserving a special note. However, Aurora can't enter the U.S. market as long as marijuana is legal at a federal level, and it remains to be seen how quickly international medical marijuana markets actually grow. Another related variable that's important to Aurora's future is how quickly overall supply will increase during the next 5 years. A supply glut is almost certainly on the way in Canada within 2 or 3 years. If international growth isn't strong enough, Aurora Cannabis and its peers could face an environment with sharply declining prices. Speaking of those peers, what happens with them will directly affect Aurora. Canopy growth lined up a big part. Aurora Canopy Growth lined up a big partner, alcoholic beverage maker Constellation Brands, along with a boatload of cash from the deal. Tobacco giants Altria is buying 45% stake in Kronos Group. Whether or not Aurora lands a major partner outside of cannabis industry will greatly impact its competitive position in the years ahead. So I guess we can go on to opposing predictions.
Yeah, I'll go on.
I really like Motley Fool. They just really get me into their articles. They're just,
I know they seriously do, and this is probably like the thing we would talk about the most for Aurora is landing that deal, and if we're ever going to do it. So, opposing predictions. Let's look at two predictions with extremely different outcomes for Aurora Cannabis. Probably the most pessimistic outlook for Aurora Cannabis involves four scenarios. First, the global marijuana market expands much more slowly than anyone expects. Second, production capacity skyrockets, like many anticipate. It will, if not faster. Third, marijuana remains illegal at the federal level in the U.S. And fourth, Aurora doesn't secure a nice deal with a big partner. If all four of these developments occur, Aurora could find itself in a highly commoditized market where low prices result in very low profit margins. Without a major partner to lean on, the company would potentially have to issue more shares, as it has done a whole lot of over the last couple of years, to raise cash, diluting the value of existing shares. If its prediction comes true, Aurora's market cap 5 years from now could be significantly below its current market cap of around $6 billion. What about the optimistic future for Aurora? It would be the exact opposite of the above. Countries across the world will legalize marijuana like dominoes falling in a row. Several of the largest ones also legalize recreational marijuana, including the U.S. Industry capacity increases, but many smaller players don't come close to achieving the production levels that they have projected. And Aurora secures a bigger deal with a company outside of the cannabis industry than either Canopy or Kronos did. In this rosy future, Aurora Cannabis could be described with a single number. Number one, the company would be the biggest competitor in a huge global market, well on its way to hit and surpass the $150 billion mark. I'll read a bit of this and then you can just take over for maybe halfway through. Most likely scenario. Is either of these scenarios likely for Aurora Cannabis? Probably not. Instead, the most likely scenario is somewhere in the middle. ArcView Market Research and DBS analysts project that the global legal marijuana market will reach $32 billion by 2022. If we extrapolate that rate of growth out one more year, it would put worldwide marijuana sales at close to $41 billion 5 years from now. Much of the market would be in the U.S. However, the odds of the U.S. making changes to allow states to legalize marijuana without violating federal laws appear to be better than ever because of the November 2018 U.S. elections. If that happens, Aurora would be able to enter the U.S. marijuana market. It also now seems a foregone conclusion that hemp will be legalized in the U.S. That could open up another $22 billion market for hemp-based CBD products, one that Aurora will almost certainly jump into. You can take over from here.
So Aurora could realistically see a total addressable annual markets of more than $60 billion within the next 5 years. The smart money would be a major company outside of the cannabis industry teaming up with Aurora with this big an opportunity. With its massive production capacity and big partner at its side, it doesn't require too much of a stretch of the imagination to see Aurora capturing 10% of the global market. That would mean $6 billion in annual revenue, which would likely translate to a market cap of the company of at least $24 billion and perhaps significantly more. Will this scenario really happen? Maybe not, but it's not far-fetched, and Aurora could be worth a lot more than it is now in variations of the scenario that aren't as optimistic. Where will Aurora Cannabis be in 5 years? Probably in pretty good shape. So here's the marijuana stocks you've been waiting for. A little-known Canadian company just unlocked what some experts think could be the key to profiting off the coming marijuana boom. And make no mistakes, it is coming soon. Cannabis legalization is sweeping over North America. 10 states plus Washington, D.C. have all legalized recreational marijuana over the last few years, and full legalization came to Canada in October 2018. And one under-the-radar Canadian company is poised to explode from this coming marijuana revolution because a game-changing deal just went down between the Ontario government and this powerhouse company. And you need to hear this story. Oh, this is kind of just sucking you.
Sorry, I started laughing halfway through.
Investing in pot stocks.
Because I was like,
click here to get the full story now.
You're just about to sell the Motley Fool.
Yeah, they just sucked you in there.
Oh man, they thought they you think it was part of the article.
I know.
Well, I mean, I like their positivity on Aurora and that 6, 12, 18, 24, what they said 24 billion. So they're indicating that this stock could be $32 a share in 5 years. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's not
Right?
as close as what our market showed though.
Yeah, I know. I mean, geez, we had that
Let's see that
prediction. Where's it going? Oh man, like that's
Yeah,
a nice 1 day jump.
nice
I
little
mean,
incline.
this is right where the next partner announced that big
You
deal.
can tell from
Skyrocket.
$7.84 to 1,591, 23%. Something doesn't add up there.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that math, man. So, anyways, yeah, it was a pretty good article. I think that's good for one video, and we can definitely
we could wrap that up.
we can definitely wrap that. If you guys like these videos, give us a thumbs up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and support us. And we'll be bringing you guys more and more awesome collabs and stuff about this industry. So yeah, guys, we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.